Hey everybody, this is just some little research I'm doing, and I wanted to share it because um, research is to go back over everything. So it's funny, but me and my girl, who about met her over 20 years ago now, we would do our own studies, and um, we would have to break out the books because 20 years ago we didn't really have internet access and stuff like that, and I don't even know if some of this stuff was up back then, but we used to call it, instead of, we would be like, we go in a search instead of church. We used to call it search. And my girl, if you watch this video, you go crack up and hit it. So we go into search today. All right. And I wanted to show you some of the stuff I find, because I started researching with books. I kind of have a little heads up on the internet, because there's certain keywords that you need to put together in order to find certain things. But here we go with this website here. All right, Ancient Planetary Associations. So this is just some stuff we already know, but there's some extra stuff. So these are useful keywords. The sun, that go along with it. When you see these words, they mean the sun. They come from the sun. And if anybody been following me and my channel so far, you know I'm all into this material universe and getting down to the nitty-gritty about how it corresponds with the bodies and everything. And y'all know that book I read, the Apocrypha of John, talks about the bodies being made, Adam, Cadman, everybody knows what that means. The bodies are actually made from all the material elements, and then it got the spirit of breath of ether and placed in it. Then it became a living soul. So these correspond with our things. So some of this we already know. Like, I'm not even going to read it because it's going to make it too long, but I'm going to scroll slowly. But this is something here, I like this, about the archangels. This says the archangel who has rulership over the sun is the archangel Michael. And y'all gotta look at this word, arc, angle, okay? And then think about what that word could other mean. It doesn't have to mean like a physical body, but it could be celestial still. It's an energy. The archangel who has rulership over the moon is Gabriel. Archangel over the planet Mercury, Raphael. The archangel over the planet Venus, Anael. The archangel over the planet Mars, Samiel. The archangel over the planet Jupiter, Satiel. And the archangel over the planet Saturn, Cassiel. Alright. Assorted symbols, here we go. I'm not gonna stay on it too long. But I also heard that this is not supposed to be, the air is not supposed to have this line down here. It's supposed to be open. So they perverted this symbol. This ain't that ancient. Maybe you might see it in these other little glyphs. And this one, Earth ain't supposed to be closed either. Just scrolling through this stuff. So this is using the outer collective planets, the spirits and associations of these planets should be noted. So these are the outer planets. Uranus, this is the higher octave of Mercury. It represents change and genius. Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. It represents service. Pluto is the higher octave of Mars. It represents the spiritual warrior. Okay. These are the trees connected with the woods connected, probably where they, what they all were talked about after his kind, and different things that they made, the angels, 365 angels. And these are the crystals connected with the different planets. So everything is connected in the ancient. It wasn't like separate, but so you talk about your birthstone. All these planets were in the sky, so you don't just have one birthstone. Okay. This is important because I was learning about crystals. That's why I wanted to show this in case. It's kind of research I'm into. I'm looking up, you know, how everything is connected, goes together. Crystals connected to the planets. The planets connected to the trees. Connected to our bodies. Connected to the elements. So you can be knowing the symbols, the metals. This is what we should be learning at school. And the real one, not some of these perverted symbols that they've given us. Look at that. See? That's a spiral. And it's a letter. How this power glyphs. Oh, wow. So we don't realize the letters we're using and where they came from and what they actually mean, because these symbols mean something. Look at that right shift, R. That's a power. You gotta watch Santos Bonacci on YouTube about the red shift and the blue shift. Red is that centrifugal and centripetal forces of our toroidal field that we're living in. Like, everything has finally been explained, y'all. That's all I'm trying to say. Don't be living your life with questions and stuff. And don't take, honestly, if the answer to your question that you ask somebody is not sufficient, don't argue with that person. Just take what they say and look up, make sure you go and look up what they say. And you research what somebody tells you. Because if you don't do that, somebody could have an agenda telling you something, and you got to be careful that you're not putting these false, because you become into your brain, it's like it becomes it becomes like a breeding ground and grow perfect lies and all of this. It becomes a breeding ground for that demonic fungus of hyphae that is the counterfeit spirit that controls the flesh body. So the more lies you have, the less, I don't even know how to explain this, but the more falsehoods that you believe, I don't even know how to put it, but the more lies that you have in your mind, the stronger the flesh becomes against the truth, against the light. It's like it just, so we're fed lies on purpose, and it's a collective. So I want y'all to check out a word called egregor, so y'all could see how when a whole bunch of people believe one thing, how it actually makes a real reality. It makes check it out, egregor. It's an old word that they don't use, but all right, get off of here now. This is just something I wanted to show y'all. All right, I decided to throw this on the end of the video about this word, egregor. So I got it from Wikipedia, and I'm gonna try to read it. I'm not gonna be pronouncing it right or anything, but so what I heard it sounds like is egregor. And it says this article is about the occult concept. Now, people probably, when I was younger, I was afraid of this word, occult because I thought it meant demonic. But then I learned recently that if you drop off, they drop off this OC right here. This OC with cult means hidden. Sorry. This word occult means hidden concept. So it doesn't say like the church says the cult. That's a different word. Sorry to go in so hard on that word, but a lot of people are scared of this word. I myself was scared of this word till I did my own research and found out that it doesn't mean what we thought it meant. Just cult is that demonic stuff, demon churches, all that, whatever. But occult means hidden. Most of y'all, if y'all watching this, y'all know that. For the album by Smack, see Egregor album. So I guess there's a album. Okay. Egregor, also spelled egregor from French, egregor from ancient Greek, egregoros, wakeful, is an occult concept. And if you don't believe me, I could have just clicked on there. Representing a non-physical entity. It's a concept. It's a hidden concept representing a non-physical entity. Why is this a hidden concept? Okay, about a non-physical entity that arises from the collective thoughts of a distinct group of people. Historically, the concept referred to angelic beings or watchers and the specific rituals and practices associated with them, namely within Enochian traditions. So that's how come probably it's been secret. In more recent times, the concept has referred to a physical manifestation or a thought form, which occurs when any group shares a common motivation, being made up of and influencing the thoughts of the group. The symbolic relationship between an egregor and its group has been compared to the non-occult concepts of the corporation as a juridical person or legal entity. And the meme. Alright, so a lot of people, this is why I was saying that the more false beliefs you have in your head, if you believe in something and 10,000 people believe in it and it's a lie, it can still create. There was this, back in the day, they knew that if enough people believed a certain thing, that it could create. This is how they're using it against us, the corporations in America and stuff. They're using this against us. Just because we believe that we have to go to work and we believe that, all this other stuff, it's why it's happening to us, according to this book. I would like to keep reading here, and maybe I will do it. It says the concept of egregorial powers has its root in the book of Enoch. So I'm not going to read that now, but this is a word I wanted y'all to look up and look into this about a little more so you can understand how it's not okay if you have things inside of you that are unanswered or don't make sense, and because your mama told you and your mama's mama told you and your teachers told you and every person told you, but it still don't sit right and make sense to you. Sense is the word. If it doesn't make sense, that means that it doesn't add up in this reality, because our senses are what we use to know things here. So that's what that whole, if it don't make sense, then you gotta find out. You gotta do what you gotta do to find out and to start making sense of the things that you know and that you believe in. Because if you don't, you come a part of this group that shares a common motivation, being made up of and influencing the thoughts of the group. And if they're telling us something, they got a motive behind it. People got an agenda to make you believe in some bullshit. They have an agenda. That's why they're doing it. And so they get enough people to believe in it, and then it changes our reality. So It's important. All right, I'm out.